start with Zach and then go to Mike.
Alabama's maybe the most similar team you've seen personnel-wise to what you saw in Ohio State in terms of just how many different kind of elite-level receivers they can put on the field. Coach Haynes talked about how you're the sort of player that he's always just going to back you to sort of say, we're going to let D'Angelo play his game. We're not going to worry too much about what they are. We're going to worry about what we are. How important is it to keep that mentality in a game like this when you know their quarterback's ability, the fact that really they move the ball by throwing it first and foremost, and how talented those receivers are?
I think it's very important to keep that same mentality. They got talented players just as well as we do. They do have a great quarterback, great receivers as well, but I feel like we match up pretty well with them. So, yeah, I think it's very important.
Stay on the left, Mike, and then go to Matt.
Yeah, Brian said, you don't give anything up in practice, whether it's individual drills, catches, anything. Does that kind of level of competitiveness take your teammates, a while to get used to when they kind of start with you? Or, do they come to expect that? What's that like when you have that sort of, level of focus where it's like nothing, never? So
Yeah, I feel like that's just the mentality I play with. It does kind of take a while for you to get used to in practice to go that hard, even this late in the season. I just feel like that's just me as a person. It's always going to be that way no matter what. But, yeah, it's definitely going to be that way. And, yeah, it's just iron sharpen iron every day.
On the left to Matt and then Pete.
Coach Haynes talked about, even though you're not the biggest guy, you still obviously do a lot of elite things. Is that something that's kind of been a chip on your shoulder growing up? I'm guessing you were probably always one of the smaller guys, and maybe people kind of overlooked you. And I guess how much does that fuel who you are and your competitiveness?
Yeah, I've been hearing that my whole life. I feel like it's made me who I am today. So a lot of people see it as a disadvantage. I see it as an advantage. But yeah, that's what makes me who I am today, and that's what makes me competitive as I am. So yeah.
We'll go top left to Pete and then Nicole.
Yeah, D'Angelo, what makes this defense so effective, and what makes Coach Haynes so effective as a defensive coordinator?
I feel like we're effective just because we all play together as one. Everybody does their 1/11th, and I feel like Coach Haynes, he puts us in the right positions. He attacks the offense's weaknesses as well, and he confuses quarterbacks. I think that's the main thing. A lot of people, they see it on film, but when the quarterback get in the backfield, they really don't know what they're seeing. So, yeah, I think that's what is the main thing that makes us successful.
Go top left to Nicole and then Zach B.
Obviously, you guys got a taste of the college football playoff last year. What do you feel like, though, is like the difference in the field this year going into like this approach in terms of like the mindset you have to have given maybe how the stakes feel different this time around?
Yeah, I feel like it's a very different feeling. I feel like last year, we were kind of surprised, shocked. I feel like this year we're expected to win those big games. I feel like last year we didn't have the experience we have. I feel like that's definitely going to help us this year going around. And yeah, it's a big difference, honestly.
I know we talked about this in fall camp, but you finding your voice this year, just where did that go and how was that process, and where do you think you're at with finding your voice, not only on the field but off of it as well?
I feel like I've grown tremendously in that standpoint. I wanted to be more of a vocal leader this year, and I feel like I've done that, especially in my room. I feel like those guys can come to me whenever they want. I talk to them more than I was last year, and I feel like I'm just a better leader overall, so yeah.
On that of where you guys were at last year to where you are now, why has it flipped? Like, why in your minds has the approach changed?
Honestly, I just feel like it comes with experience. We've been through it before. We've been in the big games. I feel like I think that's the main thing. We just hadn't been through it. And now that we've been through it, we have like more experience with those things, and I feel like that's the biggest difference, honestly.
All right, we'll take a couple questions from Zoom. Sammy, kick us off.
D'Angelo, can you take us through your process of preparing for one of these elite receivers like Jeremiah Smith, like a Ryan Williams? Does it start in the film room? Does it start in the preseason? And then how do you emulate that in practice? Because we all see that battle on the field. So take us behind the scenes on how you prepare for that.
It honestly does start in preseason. We got good guys on our team as well, like Elijah Surratt, Omar Cooper, E.J. Williams. We got guys that are elite as well. So I feel like it starts in preseason. Just competing with those guys. Those guys are up of that caliber as well. I feel like and then it goes to film, watching film on the tendencies and stuff like that. That helps as well. And then just going out there and competing, knowing that It's going to be a competitive game. They're going to make some plays, but I'm going to make my plays as well. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, D'Angelo.